Like, you ever started studying for CAM?
No, there's only own exams for that too.
You have it?
This picture shows the living conditions of some 30,000 residents of Lagos that have been left homeless due to demolitions that have been state mandated, according to CNBC Africa. They live in little makeshift sheds that can't really protect them to the environment because of these demolitions and due to the fact that they were left in homelessness. I'm from Venezuela in South America, which is a country that has really high rates of homelessness, and I've traveled around the world and seen many other countries that have super high homelessness, so I was made aware of this issue at a really, really young age. And I've seen it, as I said, I've seen it all around the world. However, it's not, contrary to popular belief, it's not something that although it primarily occurs in underdeveloped countries, it can occur in more developed countries too. Like here in the US, Social Solution estimates that around 565,000 people have been left homeless in the past year, even though the US is considered to be a generally prosperous country economically. So since there's an increasing amount of homelessness worldwide, something has to be done to help. And Habitat for Humanity is a charity that it was made and created just to do just that. So you might now be thinking probably, why should I donate to a charity to help the homeless? As I mentioned before, this is because it's an ever-increasing worldwide problem. The UN, for example, this year estimates that there are 100 million children that are homeless worldwide. In 2005, there was only 100 million people that were homeless. So yeah, one of the reasons this statistic goes up is, at least in developing countries, is because of stigma. This stigma impacts people's ability to find homes or even shelters. A general population survey called Homelessness in America, America's Perceptions, Attitudes, and Knowledge states that most people believe that these people are homeless as a result of mental illness, drug use, or alcohol abuse. However, this isn't always the case. They move on to explain that most people are actually between jobs, unable to pay rent, and or simply have jobs that can't pay enough, or like minimum wage jobs, and they can't afford to pay their rent. According to Kyla Sachet, who was homeless for about a year in her youth, the people that are indeed suffering from mental illness, drug and alcohol abuse, are often turned away from shelters, which also explains the increase of homelessness, at least in America. Again, stereotyping also prevents these people from finding better jobs, not only from going into shelters, and these better jobs could ultimately help them pay rent and actually move into proper homes. A reason that we should actually help prevent homelessness is mostly because, according to the UN, their Universal Declaration of Human Rights, Article 25, everyone has the right to a standard of living adequate for the health and well-being of himself and of his family, including food, clothing, and housing, among other things. So that essentially states that homelessness is a violation of human rights. So seeing as homelessness is actually a violation of human rights, and seeing how these stigma of homelessness can impact people, now that I've showed you this, I can now show you how we can actually help alleviate this problem. Here on Purdue, there's a branch of a charity called Habitat for Humanity. I mentioned this at the beginning, in the introduction of my presentation. It is a charity that has a vision of a world where everyone has a decent place to live. And for this charity, there are plenty of ways to help. If you visit their website, you'll find that there are multiple ways to donate. There are one-time and monthly donations. There are stock donations, so if you're a company, you can donate stock to Habitat for Humanity. And there are car donations. So you donate your car, and then they'll sell it off and use that money to help their charity. They also do fundraisers. They have stores where you can buy supplies at, and all the money would go towards funding the charity. And they also work closely with corporations to have corporate social responsibility programs, so they get everyone in the company to try to get involved in the charity. But the best way and the most effective and most valuable way to contribute is to go on a volunteer trip with them. So Habitat for Humanity has many offers offers many options when it comes to volunteer trips. They have trip volunteer opportunities as a group. They have a travel and build option, and they actually have opportunities here in the U.S. Purdue's branch is offering trips over spring break to Colorado, Michigan, Missouri, and Vancouver. But if you're looking to provide even more of an impact, they're also offering a trip to Thailand in March. Many people that volunteer for Habitat for Humanity often come back and say how much of a valuable experience was. In fact, Charlotte Makoff, who's a 51-year-old volunteer, was interviewed by the Huffington Post about her experience and says that although it's expensive, the work is very fulfilling, it allows for personal growth, it's very beneficial to the actual community and the people who you're out there building houses for. And the fact that she's 51 shows that really anyone of any age can volunteer, regardless of how able they are. So whether you donate or actually go on a volunteer trip, it's actually super easy to help. So in conclusion, even though homelessness is a very global issue that obviously requires fixing, there are ways of helping. And one of these ways is going out and volunteering or donating with Habitat for Humanities. So if you have any questions about it, feel free to contact the Habitat for Humanity branch here at Purdue.